Destiny. And no, I'm not talking about the gaming franchise that fell off. Today we will be discussing the Twitch streamer and some of the allegations that have been made against him. Our allegations are coming in from Pixie on Twitter. She released a tweet that says, "On November 29th, the streamer Destiny non-consensually shared my nudes, making me a victim of revenge porn. I will be suing him in federal court. Here is my story." And she adds a link. We're not even 25 seconds into the video and we're already talking about revenge corn. So apparently everyone's least favorite streamer has been up to no good. Now let's take a look at the allegations and see what actually happened. So it starts off by saying, "I will be suing Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II. On November 29th, I learned that the streamer Destiny had non-consensually shared pornographic content of me online. My dignity, peace of mind, and hopes for the future were stripped away in a mere matter of seconds following the betrayal of someone I previously trusted. I am at least the third person he has done this to. I hope to be the last. I will not be commenting on the experience of the other women he has hurt, as it is not my place or story to tell. I will, however, share my story in the hopes of preventing this from occurring again. I have known Destiny for around 5 to 6 years now and often find myself in a heavy disagreement with him. Despite this, I do my best to see the best sides of all people, try my hardest to spread positivity and create understanding where I can. It's corny, but I want to meet people where they are and focus on which ways we can build bridges together toward a better future for everyone. Some people call this a fault of mine. They claim I am naive and should be more careful. Those people are right. When I was 19, over 5 years ago, I was extremely sexually inexperienced and sheltered. Being severely terrified of leading someone on, or SA, I thought I could trust Destiny, who I had multiple long conversations with regarding consent and boundaries. So you can imagine my surprise when I discovered he distributed pornographic content of mine without my consent. Yes, you read that right. Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II sent pornographic content of me to a random 19-year-old e-girl Discord kitten whom he had never met before. And then she published it to the whole world. Rest assured, despite never having met her, he at least spoke to her plenty of times on the phone. If you're wondering why plenty of times on the phone is hyperlinked, we're going to get into that later. I love how she literally just called her a Discord e-kitten. Like, come on, bro. When you're accusing somebody of revenge porn, you call the other girl an e-kitten. Of course, this is what she says happened. I think it's just as likely that he used her as a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability. I do not understand why Destiny would knowingly and willingly put me in a position where I would receive non-stop sexual abuse and harassment. If we believe him, he was trying to impress a barely legal teenager using my body and my privacy. The betrayal, coupled with hundreds of messages I've received filled with sexual harassment and abuse, have left me feeling hopeless and devoid of almost all happiness. The only thing that has kept me going is the hope that I can bring this man to justice and have him face legal consequences for his actions. For the past month, I have been speaking to lawyers about my situation and what to do, and have decided that this is the best course of action. I will be suing him for violating U.S. Federal Code 15 U.S.C. 6851, civil action relating to disclosure of intimate images and for publication of private facts in Florida. I will be seeking emotional and punitive damages for his actions. If what she's saying is true, Destiny's an even bigger loser than we all thought. He was trying to use pictures of another girl to impress a barely legal teenager. Like, what is actually wrong with you? You have to be a whole nother level of degenerate to do something like that. I have been told that a court case like this could potentially cost over tens of thousands of dollars. I am terrified. I mean, this guy talks about potentially suing Hassan as if it was for fun, and Hassan actually has the resources to defend himself. I cannot imagine what he might try to do to me in this process. Sometimes I wonder if he does this as an intimidation tactic. I wonder if he is purposely trying to put fear into my heart when he casually talks about throwing money into a lawsuit with a multi-millionaire who can fight back, as if it's an indirect flaunt or warning over his capability of outspending me in whatever legal case I throw at him. At the request of my friends, I have been encouraged to link my Give, Send, Go regarding this case here, in hopes that we can raise enough for me to legally succeed. Whoever the next Joe Rogan of the left is, it cannot be someone that crosses sexual boundaries, violates consent, and puts women's well-being and safety at risk. It cannot be someone who puts women in positions where they will be sexually abused and harassed. It concerns me that Destiny has been interviewing potential DNC chair candidates such as Marianne Williamson and Martin O'Malley, who have no idea what he's done. As time passes, he tries to position himself to have interviews with increasingly powerful figures such as Zelensky. I can't help but be filled with fear that Destiny might continue to succeed despite facing no repercussions for his actions. If the Democratic Party wishes to succeed in the future, it cannot be a party that accepts the sexual exploitation of women. It cannot be the party that allows men like Destiny to break into the mainstream, for allowing him access to such spaces would be a direct endorsement of his behavior. The whole part she put in there talking about the Democratic Party and the DNC candidates, like, what the heck, bro? That has nothing to do with your case. Why are you bringing that up? As you guys saw on this channel in the US election TikTok video, I'm not left or right, okay? You guys aren't going to know what side I'm on. I'm just giving my take here that putting that whole part about the left in there and the Democrat Party, that was so unnecessary. Like when you're watching Naruto and there's filler episodes, that was basically the filler episode of the whole thing. I have been told that the payout might not be worth the harassment and attention I will receive. In an ideal world, I would do this privately, but have been told that there is no realistic way the court will grant me anonymity. This means my only option is public. I have been told by a variety of people to not go public. I have been told by some people that Steven really does feel sorry, but I am not inclined to believe them, especially taking into consideration his actions regarding me. Regardless, what Destiny did is unacceptable, and I believe he will do this again unless he faces justice. Let me be clear. Destiny has violated federal law in his transgressions against me. He has violated my consent and is directly responsible for sexual abuse I have received. I am terrified. So this is where her whole statement ends, but she did link 3 pieces of evidence at the bottom here. So her evidence log is Destiny apologizing to me for his actions. No, I had to contact him about the situation before he sent me this message. Then there's also Destiny downplaying the pain I felt and my concerns. And finally, Destiny offering to pay some bills, I guess to try and make me feel better. I'm sorry, is a water bill being paid gonna make me feel okay about a lifelong trauma I've received? Let's take a look at the first one. So it opens up to a Discord message. This is also where that hyperlink talking about phone calls takes you earlier in the video. The message from Destiny reads, there shouldn't be no. I'm so sorry, there's literally zero excuse. I had phone convos and stuff with the person, they were fairly close to me. It's worthless to say at this point, but I'm super sorry. There's literally no excuse. I won't say or confirm anything about them. If there's any particular action or thing I can do, just let me know. We're kind of just throwing into a conversation here. We don't get to see the message before or after. Let's take a look at the second piece of evidence. This evidence is about downplaying feelings. It's a message from her to Destiny that says, it's more complicated than that. I feel like there's no justice for what's been done. I feel like people for the rest of my life are going to try and send it to my family or workplace or wherever I go. I feel extremely violated with how so many people saw me unconsensually in a vulnerable position. I feel like people are always going to use this as proof that I slept my way into whatever achievement I garner. I feel like it's evidence that everything would be better with me gone. Then Destiny replies with, I think the number of people who know or even keep up with it enough to go after you on this is probably almost zero. I think people hate others involved. Me, Lauren, Nick, Lowell. Way more, and it overshadows everything a lot more. As for any achievements or anything like that, the majority of the work and stuff you've done has been completely independent from me anyways. So the only people who would say anything like that are the people who would have said shit like that anyways and aren't worth the time. And let's move on to our third and final piece of evidence. This one is about offering to pay some bills. A message from Destiny that reads, this feels super lame and I don't at all want to imply that somehow just giving you money helps everything go away or fixes everything for you. But if you have any bills or owe money on anything or have any financial stuff I can help with, I can at least chip in and help with any of that. So it's at least one less thing you have to worry about or stress over while you're worrying and getting through this. And that is her entire statement right there. Let's go take a look at her give, send, go. She currently has raised $11,000 and her goal is $25K, so she's almost halfway there. One other thing I just kind of realized after recording, the entire video you just watched, and I'm not going to go back and add this in at that part, but in her response when she was talking about how he showed her nudes to another girl, the Discord e-kit and shit, what if he was using her nudes as a way to get the other girl to send him nudes? Like, oh look, she did it, so why don't you? If that's true, then this guy's an actual degenerate. Like, there's no way. Now that we fully covered her side, let's move on to Destiny's response. Destiny posted his response on Reddit. It's a super long response. I'm not going to read it word for word like the last one because that was a lot of reading. I can't do that again. I'm sorry. So I'm going to get all the important parts. I'm going to tell you guys up. In the beginning, he basically just says there's a lot of parties involved and he might not be able to answer a lot of questions. He then starts giving us a timeline of events. It all starts with November 30th, December 2nd, and December 3rd when he got messages from Pixie. She's concerned about all the leaks that are happening and wants to stay out of the public eye. The screenshot from November 30th shows her taking a picture of Keemstar's Twitter and asking if they're friends. Destiny replies, he says that they're absolutely not friends. Honestly, Keemstar and Destiny being friends, that's like an alternate universe. I never see that happening. Just talks about how the drama is starting to blow up and she wants to stay out of the spotlight. Then the screenshot from December 2nd has a conversation between them talking about court and lawyers. She's saying that she does not want to testify to anything in the leaks. She also asked Destiny that if anybody messages him privately that he would lie and say it's not her or say he doesn't know. Basically, she just wants her name out of this whole conversation. And then the screenshot from December 3rd just talks about law firms and keeping her name out of it. Now the story jumps to December 11th. Destiny gets a message from somebody named Lauren Hayden. She's a YouTuber that goes by Lauren de Laguna. She says to him, what you did was evil and I have never hated anyone so much. Let's calm it down, Lauren. You're not a main character in this story. On the same day, Destiny gets a message from Pixie. Her message basically suggests that she's going to grab the TV remote and press the off button. And after she would do that, she would time a post to go up explaining why she did it. This is when Destiny responds and basically gives her a bunch of reasons why she shouldn't do it. A few hours later, Destiny messaged a mutual friend named Straighteraid, basically just asked for tips and suggestions on what to do in this situation. He also offered to help her out financially, as we saw in her post. We saw the actual message that he sent. And she responded by stating that whatever price she would ask for would be too high. And then the message between them that said that any price that she would ask for would be too high, that message gets deleted later on by her. As we can see, Destiny posted proof that that message is no longer there in the conversation history. She got what she needed out of it and then she took it down. Or she didn't like the way it looked and just took it down herself. In a separate convo between Straighteraid and pxie, she mentions that she kind of wanted Destiny to cover her whole college tuition. And then Straighteraid tells her that she should suggest it and then they can negotiate from there. But she never did actually say to Destiny that she wanted him to cover the whole college tuition. Shortly after that, on December 13th, Destiny was unfriended on Discord by pxie. He basically ends off his statement by saying he tried everything he could, even tried financial compensation, and it didn't work. But now he's just going to let the court decide what happens from now. He also mentioned that pxie has tried to re-add him as a friend, but he has been ignoring it. He ends off this whole statement by saying he does not believe he violated any laws and that all communications with her and Lauren will be going through counsel. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes all the statements, and that is more than enough reading for me. Now it's time to give my take. He mentioned on December 11th that he got a message from somebody named Lauren who has a law background. What I think happened is that pxie told Lauren what happened. Lauren convinced her to go for a lawsuit. And because of that lawsuit, pxie started messaging him more and more, trying to get more evidence and screenshots out of him, basically trying to get him to admit to something that she can use in court. And then before she unadded him, she went back and cleaned up all her messages, so hopefully he didn't screenshot anything before then. That's why the message about the price being too high isn't there, because she was trying to clean up everything before court. She didn't think that he screenshotted it in time. This whole situation started with Destiny. He is absolutely at fault here. I'm not saying he's innocent. He leaked nudes. That's absolutely something that should not happen. And if the reason was what I said earlier, he was trying to get the other girl to send nudes, so that was his way of trying to convince her, that makes him look even worse. All in all, it's a really stupid situation that started with a dumb mistake. You can't even call it a mistake. He did that shit on purpose. He fully thought that through and did it. So he's absolutely at fault here. Isn't this nice? You get to just watch some actual good zombies gameplay instead of having a stupid screenshot on the screen the whole time. But that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 200. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Hopefully there's less reading and we can look at more gameplay together. Please, I'm praying. But until then, I hope you all enjoyed.
Is it really enough? Giving my heart and my soul, but still don't feel like enough. Feeling inadequate, still getting after it. Trust me, the feeling is tough. Feeling is rough. Hold on a second, I'm thinking too much. Really wanna flow like water, but I don't drink it enough. Spending more time with my daughter. Really enjoying the innocence. Teaching her mind omnipotence. All of the things I never been taught. Stuck in my mind. All of